Hot Mic Sports presented to you by Hot Mic Entertainment. We back with another weekly episode, home of the hot takes where we keep the mic hot. The NBA is entering a new era, but the real question is, are we ready for that? We've been blessed over the last 15 years to see the game evolve and change, see some great talent, some legends come through there. But I'm going to say what everybody seems to be afraid to say and afraid to acknowledge. Maybe this new era is over, y'all. Maybe we're transitioning into the next era of superstars in the NBA. And I think the league has been left into some great hands. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. We're going to go ahead and start with the last 15 years. We got to see LeBron James. He's been your superstar, your megastar. Steph Curry changed the game completely with his three-point shooting. Every kid around the world now wants to be able to shoot the three ball, including NBA superstars. Kevin Durant, 6'9", some say 6'10", with the handle of a guard and a great shooting touch that you cannot block. These are your three superstars who led the way into the new generation. Legends, might I add. Hall of Famers. Guys who changed the game while they played. Their footprint will forever be left on the game, and we're going to see how the NBA transitions into this new era of superstars. KD was something we had never saw before, a man of his size be able to shoot the ball, handle the ball the way he does. LeBron James, same thing. 6'9", 260-pound locomotive you cannot do nothing with the IQ of Magic Johnson and the athleticism of Michael Jordan. Steph Curry, the three-point ball from anywhere on the court. He's blessed us with his presence on the court. All the three-point records are going to be his by the time he retires, and we already know that. But let's talk about this new age of NBA stars. Headlined by the likes of Anthony Edwards, Luka Dončić, SGA, and not to forget the guy carrying the torch forward, Victor Wembanyama. Now, all of these players coming into the league, new attitudes, new mentalities, right? We see the talent that they possess the same way we saw the talent with the last generation. But the question is, can this generation carry the league forward? And I think that they can because the talent is all across the board. Thank you to Steph Curry. He has evolved the game. Everybody wants to shoot the ball, though at times it can get depressing to watch because nobody's Steph Curry but Steph Curry. And then you have the likes of these new guys I mentioned, the Wembys, the Ants, right, the SGAs who just won MVP. Global stars like Luka and Jokic and SGA have carried the torch for the last few years. However, I think the NBA is going to go with the Anthony Edwards route. He has shown you he can come from American soil. He has the intensity, the athleticism, the mentality, number one, that we have not seen since Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, with the athleticism and the give me the ball killer instinct. We all wanted that out of LeBron James. It just wasn't who he was. Great player nonetheless, but we missed that killer instinct that we haven't seen since Kobe Bryant. And Anthony Edwards possessed the same mentality as Kobe and Mike, and you can see it when he plays on the court. Now, since the end of the old era is happening, we have the superstars who have played as long as they can. We don't know how long LeBron's going to play. Steph seems to be coming to the end of his career slowly but surely, and KD is just out there just having fun at this point in his career, breaking records and just enjoying the game of basketball that he loves. Now, Father Time is undefeated. We all know this. We all know Father Time is undefeated, so we all keep looking to LeBron like, hey, how much longer are you going to play, right? Because these new players coming up, they are elite. Luka Dončić has already played in the NBA Finals. Anthony Edwards has already been to a Western Conference Finals. SGA already has an MVP and the NBA Finals. And Nikola Jokic has won multiple MVPs, and he has an NBA Finals as well. These are the guys that's going to carry the league forward. A lot of old-timers don't want to admit it because a lot of times the old school and the new school, they clash, right? The mentality. The new school never really fully embraces, or I should say the old school never really fully embraces the new school. And it's always a tug of war with the new generation, right? They don't want to accept things evolving. But I will say this. Players like Wemby, Ant, Luka, SGA, they come up in a social media era. They come up in a highlight era. You know, they're not really inspired by the old school guys like we were coming up. They're more inspired by the new guys playing like the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durants, the LeBron James. Even Anthony Edwards is on record saying that his favorite player growing up was Kevin Durant, right? Now, with that being said, I believe that if these guys lock in for the next 5, 6, 7 years, they will inspire the generation after that to become great. Because I can see how, since the game has evolved, these players playing now, they have the mentalities of the guys who came before them, right? They look past the generation to the Kobes and the Mikes. and they wanted to be just as great. Not taking nothing away from LeBron, Steph, and KD. And the reason I keep mentioning these guys is because those were the guys that carried the torch for the longest time, the last 15 years easily. Those are the guys who've been carrying the torch. Now, with that being said, this different mentality that comes along with no fear, really no respect for the old school, even though they do acknowledge it. No respect for the old school. They grow up on that, no respect, the highlights, the social media. This is their generation. This is the generation that's going to help evolve the NBA to inspire the next generation coming forward. And not to mention, a lot of these guys are international. The game is a lot more global. So if you think the NBA is not going to be in good hands, I really, truly feel that it is, honestly. The game is more international. They're playing all over the world now. And this international talent is going to challenge the American talent. And that's what's going to keep the league on fire. It's what's going to keep the league interesting, I should say, is a better word. Because who saw Luka Dončić coming? He's already been playing the NBA Finals. He lost to a Celtics team, but, he's already played in the NBA Finals, right? Can't take nothing away from him. And speaking of the Celtics, how do we leave out Jaylen Brown? We'll see what happens with Jason Tatum when he comes back, There's a few honorable mentions in here, but they've already started paving the way for the next generation. Now, the MVPs have been international, SGA, Jokic. I think Wemby's going to get Defensive Player of the Year, and I think, if we're all witness, he will secure NBA Finals. He will get an MVP as long as his career can continue to traject in the direction that it's going. However, when it comes to coming out of the West, he still has to go through Ant and Luka. Two other names that I've also mentioned being in this next generation of stars. Ant, Luka, and Wemby. Who wouldn't want them on their team, right? And Wemby alone brought back that intensity and the attitude of the All-Star game this year. I loved it. Wemby does not want to lose. He's the type of player with that Kobe, that Jordan mentality, the same way Anthony Edwards has it. These guys don't want to lose. These guys want to win. Last 5 seconds on the clock, they ain't passing the ball. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're used to, but when you want to go out there and secure your legacy and what separates the greats from the elites and the legends of the game, you have to score that ball or make the right basketball play with 5 seconds to go on the clock. Some more assertive than others. Some more aggressive than others. Some will be remembered for hitting those game winners, more than the others will be. I think Ant possesses that quality. I think Luka possesses that quality. Wemby. All these guys I'm mentioning, I think they want the ball in their hands to take the last shot. That right there should let you know the NBA is in good hands, y'all. Now, speaking of these guys, these superstars that we're talking about now, they're always going to be compared to the old school, and I don't think that they're going to mind it because they bag speaks for itself. These guys can do everything, handle the ball, shoot the ball, right? Lack a little bit on defense, but that's not the game today. I think Wemby's going to be the only defensive star and defensive anchor mentioned out of all these guys. This is the new generation coming forward. Not as much defense, and a lot of times bringing up the old school, it can get messy when you're talking about the new school. So I have learned to just embrace the generations as they're coming along and see them as they are and stop comparing them to the old school, or you're just going to miss out. And I don't want to miss out, and I'm sure a lot of sports fans don't want to miss out. So we need to learn to embrace this new era of stars in the league and see how the league is going to be going forward because, believe it or not, the LeBron era, the Steph era, the KD era, it's on its way out, y'all. It's on its way out. Father Time's undefeated, we all know. That's why we appreciate and we're all amazed by what LeBron is really doing on the court at year 22, 23. Still playing at 41 is amazing. I'm not going to lie, whether there's rumors of steroids or not, allegedly, I don't think that has anything to do with the mentality and the want and still breaking records and still being in the game because you love the game simply. I don't think that LeBron is stat chasing. I think LeBron is just going to play until he says, you know what, I'm just tired of this, man. I've done it all. There's nothing more I can do. Plus, I still have love for the game, just not enough to go out and compete. Once we get to that point, I think we'll all look back on his legacy and we will appreciate what he did for the game of basketball, inspiring this next generation because a lot of them think LeBron James is the greatest of all time. It just depends on who you ask. But with that being said, we're here to embrace this new generation coming in because LeBron was once a new generation star. But what these new guys are doing they're redefining the game. And what I say by redefining the game, they're a lot more athletic as far as being able to handle the ball. Nobody's really got to press them. They can focus on their skills. They can really go out and just play without the weight of the world on their shoulders. And I don't mean life. When I say the weight of the world, I mean the talking heads like me and the sports media, right? These guys could care less. They could care less Because at the end of the day, they're doing it for themselves. They're not really doing it for legacy. And that's just the generation that we're in right now. And so we have to embrace the Lukas, the Ant-Mans, the Wembys, the SGAs, because these are the guys that we're going to have to look forward to for the next 10 to 15 years, y'all. This is Dev at Hot Mic Sports, presented to you by Hot Mic Entertainment. Do you think the NBA is in good hands? Do you think these guys that I just named can carry the NBA going forward? Let me know down here in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Tell me how you feel, man. Tell me how you feel here on Hot Mic Sports. We're here to embrace all the comments, y'all. That lets us know what we need to talk about because you want to hear it. Until next time, our next episode is going to be on fire. I'm excited for it. We're going to bring you hot mic culture. I hope you're excited for it, ready just as I am, y'all. This is Dev at Hot Mic. Until next time, keep the mic hot, y'all.